Sure.
tape,
Yes, you
okay?
do. Sure.
This is M Frazier volunteering with YouTube Video Your Vote. I'm here with Jeff Crank at the McCain Palin Central Headquarters, right? Or
Yes.
Campaign Headquarters in Colorado
Victory
Springs.
headquarters. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And Mr. Crank is going to give me a tour
Sure.
of what's going on.
Well, we've just had great volunteer support here the last couple of days, the last several months. But 21,000 phone calls were made out of here in one day yesterday, and had over 100 people. The place was busting at the seams. So come on through, and we'll see some folks who are volunteering.
Well, thank you.
Excuse me.
What's a bitch when you got multiple schools?
But this is sort of the of course, reception area, but just have had a tremendous number of people, from young kids to senior citizens to veterans, that have come through and made phone calls for us, and just an exciting opportunity. We've got people out doing literature drops and door knocks and those sorts of things as well.
Okay. And what has your response been? Have you gotten good response from
very
people that
good
you've
response.
talked to?
Very good response. We're knocking predominantly on Republican doors and unaffiliated voters, and very good response from folks. In fact, getting people who want to volunteer off of those door knocks, who say, hey, how can I help, and come in. So really good response. We had, at midnight last night, we had a group of folks that went out and took signs out, put a bunch of signs, several thousand signs up in El Paso County. So this is probably one of our biggest phone bank rooms here. And as you can see, it's full. And of course, we're proud to have folks from all ages here, from young kids to senior citizens who are here and working for the ticket. So excitement is high, and it has been for a long time.
And they are primarily calling to get people out to the polls today? Is that
Calling
correct?
to make sure that people who are known McCain supporters and have been ID'd as McCain supporters are going to go out and actually vote and have cast that vote. So.
Do you have a sense for how many have already voted? Do you get a lot of that response?
You know,
on your
we
phone
know
calls?
which Republicans have voted, or how many Republicans and Democrats have voted, and unaffiliated. Obviously, there's no way of knowing exactly how they voted, but we are doing what we can to make sure Republicans vote. And then, if we ID someone as a McCain supporter and they're unaffiliated, we do our best to get them to vote as well. So. But there's a lot of people, probably 70% of people. Voters in Colorado have already cast their vote. So,
Is that right?
Yeah, it's the highest it's ever been. Another phone room, just jam-packed with volunteers calling. Just a bunch of regular Joes. So, and then just well, it's the same one, but back here is kind of our sustenance room, and we have folks that 3 minutes and they're back on the phones.
You look familiar.
So I think that's pretty much it for the office. But
Okay.
we have to turn out a lot of votes here to win Colorado. In 2004, I was the Bush County co-chair here in El Paso County, and the margin of victory, the margin of votes between Bush and Kerry in El Paso County was greater than the margin of victory that President Bush won Colorado by. So El Paso County is critical to getting John McCain elected. So, great.
Now, are you doing any outreach in the community
You know,
as far as getting, driving people to the polls or?
sure. If we ask people if they need help, and if they do, go ahead.
You're fine.
Here, let me do this. If we ask people if they need to get driven to the polls, we'll absolutely get them there. No problem. Right now we've got people out going and door knocking and dropping literature and saying, make sure you vote. It's incredibly important to vote. We have poll watchers who are sitting at the polls and making sure that Republicans in precinct have come and voted, and if they don't, we have people go out and get them to go to the polls and go vote and knock on their door and say, hey, we need your vote. You need to go do it today. So get out the vote effort's incredible.
Well, Great. Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for your time, and thanks for all your effort in getting informed voters to the polls, getting people out here, because it's so important.
You bet. Thank you, and thanks for all you do too.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you.